Hey, welcome to the second course video for the song The Craving, Jenna's version from 21 Pilots and their 2024 album Clancy. I'm musically malnourished and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. In these videos, we do a deep dive into the lyrics and meaning behind the music. So let's get in, take a look. Okay, The Craving is the fourth song by 21 Pilots that is dedicated to or inspired by Tyler's wife, Jenna, following Tear in My Heart, Smithereens, and Formidable. Which I don't know, Smithereens I love for the step to a dude much bigger than I, but you are formidable to me. I love that. So I'm stuck between these. But the single version of this song, which I have both music videos up over on Patreon, the single version does have a really great vibe to it as well. The song sees Tyler contemplating if he's providing enough love in his relationship to his partner Jenna over ukulele production. 21 Pilots previewed the song. Okay. Great. Some information there. Like I said, the music videos are up on Patreon. Okay. Intro, Jenna. I don't know why I can't stop crying, and I'm thinking about getting old, and I don't know a lot about you still. I wonder, which I know personalities are all different, and I shared a little bit about that in my React video, so I won't go through it too much here. I do know that typically men tend to be a little more reserved with their emotions, and there's a strength to that, of course. And again, personalities are different. It's not like all men are this way, all women are this way, only men are this way, only women are this way. But I do know that men tend to just be more reserved with their feelings, their emotions, and there is a strength in men for that. I think that's much meant to be the role of a man, but at the same time, if we don't ever let our guard down, if we don't ever let somebody in, there is this, right? I'm thinking about getting old and I don't know a lot about you still. And I would say this is true in my own relationships, that I think my wife knows me for sure. I don't hide who I am, but there is a lot that goes on in my heart and in my mind that I don't communicate. And so this song punched me, man. Seems I get in my own way. The more I think, the less I say. I hope I communicate the craving. Now I see intentions don't mean much. This stood out to me a ton because what I love is like, you have plenty to say, but you tend to say it all in your mind. And so therefore, like, you've got plenty of feelings about stuff, plenty of maybe opinions and thoughts, and those things may even be growing. It's the more I think. But this is very true in my personality. The more I think, the less I say. And one of the things I communicated is because I tend to internalize all these things, think about them, work through them, and then solve them, and then keep quiet. Especially, and I think there is a strength to that, especially if something annoys you or is bothersome to you. Like, there's no sense. I don't want to communicate those feelings because they're not good. They're not helpful. And so if I disagree with something and yet I know there's not necessarily a good reason for me to disagree, or even if I disagree, I know where it's going to go. Like, I'm still going to do the thing. So why should I communicate, I don't like that, or I disagree with that? Because that's where it becomes kind of complaining, and I just don't want to be a complainer. And so it's figuring out those two places, right? Between not wanting to complain, but also if you never share what's going on in you working those things out, not only do they not get to know a part of you, but two, like me, you become a fairly silent person most of the time. And in a relationship, I think a person really wants to see more of you. And so he's saying in that, like, I hope I communicate the craving. This word craving is really interesting. Strong love and affection for Jenna that he wishes to express, but he's unsure if he is successfully conveying this to her. And now I see intentions don't mean much, and they really don't. I think intentions are great because at least like the thought is there. So from the core of you, like that's good. I'm glad that you have good intentions. But if they only stay as intentions and they don't turn into action, they're fruitless. If you think, oh, you're beautiful, oh, that was a good idea, oh, I'm proud of you, but you never say it, the words lie dead on the floor, you know? This line, dude, so good. Say enough. Say enough. Say enough. Did I let her know? If I found my body in chains, I'd lay down and wait and hope she looks for me. I'm curious to see what this says. I shared in the React that the way that I view it at first glance is that if you have a vibrant, loving relationship, you care for one another, you're open with one another, then like if you're struggling or going through something, they're going to pursue you. But if you're despondent, disconnected, it's almost like, I'm not going to look for him. So let's see what this says. The repetition of say enough suggests a struggle with whether Tyler has communicated his love sufficiently. And I think it's also a command to him, like a reminder to his heart, say enough. There's a concern about whether he's said enough to convey his feelings. The next line reflects Tyler's doubt and introspection about whether he has made his feelings or needs clear. The metaphor, if I found my body in chains, implies emotional or psychological confinement. And together with the next line, Tyler communicates that he would passively wait in his state of psychological confinement, hoping Jenna would notice his distress and come to his aid. The repetition underscores the depth of his hope. So yeah, I think that's along the lines of what I was feeling and saying. She just wants to catch a wave, ride it out to the end of her days. I hope I can satiate the craving. Now I see the gestures don't mean much. This is an interesting line within this song, because this is communicating like catch a wave with us, like emotionally as a couple, right? This like, oh, I caught the wave. Now I'm riding that wave. Is it more about like the provision side of things, which I don't see Jenna as like a shallow person in the sense it's like, I just need to catch a wave and be taken care of and ride it out. No, I think all of us, that'd be awesome. You know, if you're the thing with the lottery, right, is generally a lot of people that win the lottery don't already have good foundations, probably emotionally or financially. So therefore they end up squandering a lot of it, or it causes a lot of issues for them. But if you are a person that I think is humble, 21 Pilot's been a great example of that, very humble, then the money, the fame, it doesn't really change you. And so the idea of catching a wave, like selling a company that's worth a lot of money or whatever, coming into an inheritance, that it's like, oh, it'd be nice to know that like our just kind of provisions, our financial things are kind of, oh, taken care of. All right, like let's ride that out. So I'd be curious where it's really coming from. These two lines describe the perspective of Jenna on the relationship, how this is different from his perspective. Tyler mentions the use of grand gestures. He's overthinking the relationship. The phrase catch a wave refers to going with the opportunities available, going with the flow, indicating a more assured outlook on the relationship or thinking it will turn out well regardless. Similar to the phrase ride it out, which means to get through a difficult situation or time without having to make great changes, again indicating she just wants to be together to the end, that will be enough. He worries he cannot provide this for her, which is expressed in the following lines. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I see that. I don't know, the idea of catching a wave to me and riding it out doesn't feel like a negative, oh, we just got to ride this thing out, but more of a positive. So I don't know. You let me know your thoughts. So then we repeat the chorus. I think it just repeats to the end. Oh, and then obviously this last line. I just hate to put this on her, but I swear I will give more than I take away. So it is this idea of his body being in chains, lying down and waiting, recognizing that he does have, in this line too, it's the fear of the unknown cripples every step we take. And so this idea of being in chains and her coming to find him, I wonder if putting this on her, but also saying, like, it's essentially saying, I know I've got my junk, but I'm committed in this relationship that I will always give more than I take away. And I think that that's how a relationship works ultimately, is that you will have mistakes, you will have shortcomings, you will have times of struggle. And I know it's been true in my relationship that those times that I feel very low or out of whack, my wife is there to help speak wisdom and encouragement. And I'm like, all right, revives me. And then the times that she feels that way, I'm there to be able to encourage and help pick her up as well. And that in both of that, of course, we're taking at times, but in the relationships, we're always trying to give more than we take away. Well, let me know your thoughts on the song. Beautiful song, cute song, very meaningful. And I'm going to make sure I say enough. So today, say enough to those that you love. And, I hope that your relationships can be strong, vibrant, loving, full, that you can give more than you take away. Thanks for being with me for this one. Hope to see you in the next one, because we're eating good.